Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm gonna be back into some Bergmans here. This is a pretty simple, straightforward one called the Golden Ibis. No ibis were harmed here. The body is gold tinsel, tail scarlet, wings scarlet, beard scarlet. So pretty straightforward. I'm going to use black thread here. This is a Mustad classic wet fly hook in size 8, I believe. So just putting down a thread body here. It's all going to be covered with gold tinsel. You can be finicky about it or not. I prefer not to be. I don't have any duck quills, so this is goose shoulder I'm using in scarlet. And the edges of the goose shoulder are, let's just say, fishing quality. They're definitely not framing quality. So just putting in a small section here. The tail about the length of the hook, a little bit longer maybe. I go back and forth. Sometimes I like them a little shorter. Sometimes I like them a little longer. After looking at this fly, I think I preferred a little bit shorter, but there you go. Anyway, just tying in the tinsel with the gold side facing the hook, facing me on the far side / bottom. I'm going to cut the goose shoulder here about the length of the body, and then just bind everything down here to the hook shank, and gonna come back to a little bit of space for the head there, maybe an eye length back or less, actually half an eye length maybe, and then gonna flip the tinsel over and wrap it around as best I can. This mylar, this is mylar. Mylar is a complete pita. You gotta hold it tight. Even then, it slips. Even if you have the smoothest body, it slips. Just do your best and take your time. I have trouble taking my time. I'll be honest, and so things don't end up looking as nice as they could. But again, this is not, I'm not doing this to frame it. I'm doing this to fish it, and I also enjoy the process. So if I take too much time, I don't enjoy the process as much. So binding it down, a couple turns, lock it in, and then one in the front to really trap it, kind of smush it a little bit, so when I cut it, there isn't as much of a jagged edge, and then putting some wraps over that jagged edge. This is a hen hackle, dyed red, scarlet, tying it in by the tip, and I'm going to wrap it around just like you would a soft hackle, stroking the fibers back, and continuing to stroke them back as you wrap. This particular feather is a little thin on the, this cape's a little thin on the fiber, so I do as many wraps as I can. They're not the longest feathers for the fiber length, so do the best you can, and wrap as much as you like. Tie it off there, and just pulling it back a little bit to clean it up there in the front where the head's going to be. And now just kind of parting the C there, as it were, the hackles, to get them on either side, and then pulling them down, kind of coaxing them to go down. And then I'll do a couple wraps to sort of like lock them down in that beard fashion. You sort of do it on an angle and kind of trap them down there in the down position. And then again, we're going to use goose shoulder here to do the wing. And the wing length, you want it to come to sort of the the midpoint of the tail approximately. You know, each person has a slight different opinion. Make sure, yeah, see, I forgot there. Make sure your thread is back right up against that beard, you know, at the tying point you want. You measure, switch to your holding hand at that measurement point. This is I'm doing a pinch wrap, so pinch there, no tension, and then I'm gonna come up loosely at first and then crank it down. And as I crank it down, I sort of move my fingers towards me because thread torque wants to pull it away from you. Now, if you don't like it, which I didn't like it, by all means, you can take it back. I also had a little issue there with going around. The beard was in the way, and grab some fiber. So let's repeat. I'm gonna pinch on the far side. This time I decided to pinch again coming up and then pull everything straight up. That's another technique. You can try all the above. I'm just trying to get it locked before I really release it. And looks good. So it's slightly tented over the body, up near the head. It's straight in line with the hook. Maybe a little tweak there. Tips are aligned there. So that's pretty good. If you do a lot of these, you get much better at it. I find it's more luck than anything else. No, I'm sure there's skill to it. I'm just kidding. I just haven't developed it. But anyway, there we go. And so cut off the butt ends and start down by the head eye to build the head and wrap and cover up those butt ends. And I like to hold the wing while I do this just because it's not really fully secure yet at this point. So just sort of building up the head here and covering up as you go. And then right now I'm not worried so much about the thread being flat. There's some fuzzies in there, which I take care of. I cut that out in editing. You don't need to see that. But now you want to flatten the thread when you get to this point, so you kind of really cover everything up nicely. And then when you do the whip finish, to also flatten the thread and do a back to front whip finish. I'm just double checking on the far side. There's some larger gaps there that were not covered. So flatten thread, whip finish, and that's pretty much it. For me, I don't use black lacquer. I use Sally Hansen's to finish off the head. And I've thinned some Sally Hansen's to make it really, really thin with alcohol. And that's usually my first couple coats to sort of really soak it in there and get inside the head there to get that wing secured in there. And then I go in with full strength Sally Hansen's after a couple coats of that to make the head look glossy. And that's the basic technique there. It's a really pretty fly, and I'm sure it'll fish really, really well. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.